All right, there is a huge arm wrestling event, as most of you know, this Saturday. It does start, I believe, at noon Central Standard Time in America. And these are my predictions for all of the matches. I am American, but I consider myself unbiased. I don't care if I know you, if I don't know you personally, or what country you're from. I will give my honest opinion regardless of what country you are from. So, do not take offense if I do not pick you. That being said, we'll start with Corey Miller versus, and forgive me if I mispronounce any of these names, Daniel Pro. I always called him something different, but someone corrected me. Daniel Kupchik, I think you say it. I mean, I go Daniel all the way, to be honest. I think left-handed, this is right-handed, but left-handed, he's pound for pound number one in the world, in my opinion, currently. And right, I believe he is for sure top 5 in his weight class, maybe top 3. And Corey Miller is super strong, but if he can't flash Daniel, I don't think he's going to beat Daniel. Because if Daniel puts the brakes on or stops the match, he just can't lose, like with barely anybody. So, and I don't see Corey Miller flashing him 3 times in a row. Even to get one win, to be honest, is super impressive. And saying this, I laid down to Corey Miller at Nationals because I knew he was so far above my level right-handed that there was no point even trying. And indeed, he did smoke a guy that smoked me. But I still picked Daniel. So I know how strong Corey is, obviously. Davit Samushia versus Bodzidar Simonov. This match is really interesting. The last time they pulled was at WF, I think 2019. And Samushia beat him, but it was close. Samushia hasn't lost at his weight class. I can't remember. Actually, he did lose in his weight class at Euro Arm 2019, so he isn't unbeaten at his weight class. But the thing with Samushia is the last time we saw him pull, the only time we've seen him pull in the last couple of years was against Paul Lynn. And he lost, but it was really close. So the only way I can gauge this match is off of Paul Lynn, because that's Davit's only recent performance. So the question is, would Bodzidar beat Paul Lynn, basically? I know styles make matches or whatever, but I definitely think Bodzidar and Samushia will almost for sure go on the hook. And Samushia's hook is slightly below Paul Lynn's, but very close. I actually thought that Samushia might gas out Paul Lynn, but Samushia got tired first, and Bodzidar's endurance is debatably the best in the entire world. Well, his and Pro Cube Chicks and maybe Vrez's and a couple other people's. I don't know. I say Bodzidar. I don't see Davit just going through him, and I think if it's a war, that Bodzidar outlasts him. But it'll be very, very, very hard. So I'll go Bodzidar 3-2. Oleg Jacques versus Davit Daddykin. So Davit's the favorite. Oleg doesn't look the same as he used to since his car accident. But the thing is, so Davit recently beat Dmitry Salayev, who's super strong. But Davit has to lose. I heard he was like 253 pounds, like 115 kilos. He's got to get down to 102 kilos. He's got to lose roughly, from what I've heard, it'd be 28 pounds, which is a lot, or 28 pounds, which is a ton of weight. So I'd say in my opinion, if he can lose that weight and keep his strength, I think he's the favorite. But that's a lot of weight to lose, even if he's losing it over a month. And I do feel like Oleg is going to progress. I don't know if he can ever be what he was again. Maybe. Who knows? But, yeah, I got to go Davit on this one. I'm going to say, I guess, 3-0. Now, this next match is one of the ones I'm least sure about, but I thought about it long and hard, went back and forth, and I made up my mind. It's Krasimir Kostadino versus Irakli Zrakashvili. And Krasy's on a losing streak. Irakli lost to Hutchings and Sasho, but he beat Maurizio. Styles make matches. Maurizio and Krasimir have been close back and forth in the past, but I think that Krasimir, for one thing, he's really hard to top roll, but Irakli is really hard to turn into a hook. But Irakli is susceptible to losing with side pressure, even if you lose your hand, or almost lose it if you're like flat or supinated but not cupped in. Like, you can still go sideways. I feel like, or even without a wrist. Like Hutchings and then Telget, when Irakli was lighter, both beat Irakli without their hands. So I think that even if Krasimir loses his hand, he's known to pull without his hand if he has to, as he did with Alex Kerdeka. And I think that even if Irakli takes his hand, I don't think he'll be able to pin him quickly, and Krasimir will have more endurance and will find a way to win. I'm very unsure about that match, though, because Irakli did look really strong against Maurizio. But considering the styles, I will go Krasimir, we'll say 3-2. Ryan Bowen versus Raymond Leopins. Coach Ray. I actually bet on Bowen, and I honestly said it wouldn't be close. Or, it's not going to be like a slam, but I said that Coach Ray wouldn't have a chance, but I didn't realize it was at 198, 90 kilos. So Bowen had to lose weight. Still, I'll go Bowen. I think it's going to be hard. I think that Coach Ray will get him close to the pad because he's a lot quicker. And Bowen's not especially quick. But I think that Bowen has slightly more strength and endurance and will find a way to win. No, this is the only one I don't really know, is Yusuf, I don't know how to say his last name, versus Sarabi Nerdalat. I don't know Sarabi. I saw he won WF Worlds last year in the junior division, youthman division, the 21 years old and under, and took third in the senior division, 65 kilos, and Yusuf won the senior division. And as far as I remember, I could be wrong, I'm going off memory, but I do believe Yusuf won the senior division easily. And if Sarabi was third, then he would have had to get significantly stronger since then to be able to beat Yusuf. So, and that is possible if he was only 19, 20, or 21 years old last year, that he did make gains. But I saw Yusuf give hell to Oleg Cherkasov. So, unless Sarabi is like the best in the world under 70 kilos, probably, I don't see him winning. So just based off that, I go Yusuf, but like I said, I don't really know. Now, this one is one of the absolute hardest ones for me to pick. Sandris versus Lachlan Adair. I went back and forth on this, and I'm going with Sandris. Because Lachlan seems so strong, and he is, but like Cedis is multiple-time European champion, is a former Zloty champion. He has so much experience. He's won on very big stages. I feel like he's just obviously just a great arm wrestler, and he's going to find a way. Versus Lachlan's super strong, but less experienced, less technique, I'm sure. I mean, not saying that he doesn't have technique or that he's not smart, but Sandris is the real deal. I mean, basically, if Lachlan beats Sandris, that means Lachlan could have won the European Championship, which maybe he could have, but like, that's a tall ask, so until proven otherwise, I would say Sandris beats him. I think it's going to be close. 3-2, I'll say, for Sandris. That one, and then Krasimir and Irakli are the two I'm least sure about. Actually, Sandris and Lachlan is probably the one I'm least sure about of all the matches. Rivas versus Derek Smith. Now, I think this is I hate to say it, but I think this is a mismatch. I think Rivas wins comfortably. That being said, Derek Smith, I think when he went and pulled Morozov, he wasn't fully prepared because he took the match on late notice. Not to say that he would have won, because I absolutely don't think he would have won, but the way he looked against Tim Bresnan, I think that was a different Derek Smith, if you know what I'm talking about. And I think he's going to come in super strong. That being said, hopefully, I hope he can make Rivas work, but I do go Rivas. I'd have to say 3-0. I think Rivas is right in that, around 10th in the world, vying for that 10th spot. And Derek, I'd say, is maybe 15th or just out of the top 15, in my opinion. Chance Shaw versus xerob. So, styles make matches. But with that being said, Chance just lost to Ron Bath 3-2, and xerob beat Ron Bath 3-2. But you can't just straight go off that, because styles make matches. So xerob beat Ron Bath in the Hook Wars, back and forth, and Ron top rolled Chance, but xerob's probably almost for sure not going to top roll Chance. He's going to try to hook him, and he's probably almost for sure. Well, I wouldn't say for sure. I'd say probably there's probably like a 70% chance, a 2/3 chance, a 66% chance that Chance takes his wrist. But I don't know if he'll be able to finish him, because xerob's arm is super, super strong. And based off the match with Ron Bath, I feel like Chance's endurance is not very good. And if he can't pin xerob quickly, then I think xerob's going to have more endurance. And I will say 3-1 for xerob. I do think Chance gets one. Now, this one, Cody Merritt versus Morozov. Cody is super strong, obviously. Number 1 in North America. But Morozov's ranked number 1 in the world. Okay, I'll just say it. I really, really, really hope that Merritt wins, but I think that Morozov wins almost for sure. He's just so strong. I don't see any current active arm wrestler beating him. But I do think Vitaly Lachlan could come out, because he's an active left-handed. He could come out and beat him if he wanted. I think Morozov's just too strong. But I really hope that it's close, and that I really hope that Merritt wins, to be honest. Now, this one's one of the ones I'm most excited for, actually. Egla Vetkut versus Gabby Vasconcelos, right and left. Now, in my time arm wrestling, Egla's always been regarded as number 1 overall female in the world left-handed. And I am picking her to win left-handed. Right-handed, Egla should be the favorite, but I am going to go Gabby. It's been a long time since we've seen either one of these women challenged by another female. Well, Sarah kind of challenged Gabby, but anyways, it's been a long time since we've seen either one of them lose to another female, let's say. In fact, the last time Gabby lost might have been against Egla at 2000, I think it was 18 Zloty. I'm not 100% sure that was the right year, but I'm not exactly sure how it's going to go, but I feel like Egla's going to try the top roller. I think Gabby's just got too much strength, right-handed. Left-handed, I'd say Egla's the favorite. Has to be. Jerry Cadaret versus Gennady Kavakvinia. So it's hard to say, because we haven't seen Jerry compete since 2019. Gennady is on he's progressive. It seems like, well, he's only had 2 matches, or 3. Yeah, 3. It seems like he's progressively getting better since he came back in December. And I am picking Gennady to win this match. So Jerry, for his size has the best endurance probably of anyone. It's amazing how long he can pull for. But Gennady has really good endurance too. So if it is close in strength, it could be like a super war. But and Jerry looks huge. He looks bigger than I've ever seen him. But he's I'm sure he's in arm wrestling shape, but just because he's big doesn't mean he's at his peak or above his former peak at arm wrestling. And I just think Gennady's too strong. I don't think Jerry's flop wrist press will work with Gennady because Gennady has too much arm. He can grip low and like force him sideways, I guess, or force him in the hook. And I know Jerry says he wants to go in the hook, and I would love to see a hook war. But I just think Gennady's stronger at arm wrestling. So we will see. And you can say like Gennady got lucky, Dave Chafee got tired, Dave Chafee was stronger than Gennady, which is true. But like Gennady was at least close enough in strength that he was eventually able to put the brakes on Dave and win. And strength-wise, Dave's always seemed a level ahead of Jerry when they've pulled. Like Jerry wasn't even close enough to put the brakes on and wear him out. So I guess I'm kind of gauging it off that. And Gennady's just basically beaten everyone at one point or another. He's even beat Levon. I know it wasn't the Levon of today, but it was still like a really, really, really strong guy. Stronger than Jerry, in my opinion. And I think Gennady's probably back at his peak. So Dave Chafee versus Artem Morozov. I think that this is a mismatch. This is one of the easiest matches on the card to predict. I would be extremely shocked if Morozov beats Dave Chafee. I think Dave Chafee could probably beat him in the hook, but he will almost for sure, without question, be able to top roll him. And endurance, whatever, it's not going to matter. Chafee's just too strong. Now this one's one of the most exciting matches, in my opinion. Toddzilla versus Evgeny Prudnik at 100 and I think it's 107 kilos, so it's 237 pounds. I really want Toddzilla to win, but I gotta go Prudnik. I think that he will top roll Toddzilla. Todd's looked a lot better against top rolls now than what he did, but I still think that Evgeny's top roll is just too good. And if it goes in the hook, which I really hope it goes in the hook, I could potentially see Evgeny winning quick twice with the top roll and then going in the hook with Todd, because he said he would go in the hook with Todd. But is he actually going to is the question. And I really haven't seen either one of these guys lose in the hook as long as I can remember. And in the hook, I just don't even know, because, like, I don't want to bet against Todd in the hook, but, like, Prudnik's hook is insane. And they both have incredible endurance. I'm going to say, oof, I don't even want to say this, but I'm going to say Prudnik sweeps him. I really don't want to say that. I'm going to say 3-0 Prudnik. See, I'm not biased. And then the last match, John Brzenk versus Angarbayev. John wins. Angarbayev is quick, he has good endurance, and a really, really good top roll, but they're going to slip, they're going to go to the straps, and I don't see John getting top rolled in the straps. And his arm's stronger than Angarbayev's. And this is assuming Angarbayev reaches the level he was at in top 8, because he had an injury, a surgery, I believe, and lost at the Kazakhstan Nationals. Maybe it was the Asian Championships, I'm not sure, and maybe the guy who beat him is just insane, who knows, but I didn't know the guy, but unless he reached a new level, I don't think he'll beat John Brzenk. I do think obviously they'll be really close, but I don't really see anyone top rolling John Brzenk at his weight class. In the straps. Maybe he could get a quick top roll on him outside the straps, but if it goes to the straps, and I'm sure it will, I don't see anyone top rolling John Brzenk under 242 pounds even, or for sure under 230 pounds. So I will say John. I'll give Angarbayev 1, because John likes to test people after he's up if he feels comfortable, so maybe he'll try to win without the straps and lose, like he did with Arsenaliev around. I say John, we'll say 3-1. So, I'm going to go through all my picks again if you didn't want to listen to the full details. And my picks are John Brzenk, 3-1. Prudnik, 3-0. Morozov over Cody Merritt, 3-0. Chafee over Morozov, 3-0. Gennady over Jerry, 3-0. Egla over Gabby left. I didn't say a score. We'll say 3-1. Right, Gabby wins. We'll say 3-1. Xerob over Chance, 3-1. Rivas over Derek, 3-0. Sandris over Lachlan, 3-2. Yusuf over Sarabi, 3-0. We'll say, I didn't say a score on this before. We'll say Bowen over Cotre, 3-1. Krasimir over Irakli, 3-2. Davit over Jacques, 3-0. The factor here is that Davit has to lose a bunch of weight. So, Toddzilla over Samushia, 3-2, and Daniel over Corey Miller, 3-0. That's it. Thanks for watching.